think we're the 11th, Tuesday the 11th of May. The timestamp is on the bottom of the thing. 12th, the 12th. People were expecting the UK government to be like Santa Claus and announce our freedom, but that actually didn't come to pass because the Northern Ireland government, the Scottish and Welsh government deviated from the UK Prime Minister's new advice. So we're kind of still sort of stuck. We're still sort of stuck in the place where we are all along. As usual, I have the PSP7 on, so you know, if you want to listen, maybe there's a response to me talking. Maybe there's a response in there from the Spurt Box. I don't know. It's a habit I've got into now. Is when I'm driving the cars, have the PSP7 on, and you know, see how it goes. What I am on my way to do at the moment is to collect a package because Mr. Postman yesterday did not knock on my door. Although Mr. Postman did knock on my door this morning and give me a different package, which I am excited to show you in another video. And that was actually that package was actually a very pristine conditioned Radio Shack. I can't remember the name of the number of the model, but it was one of those little white ones, the little white radios that back in the day, in the early 90s, looked like an iPod, but actually it was a cheap radio. And Radio Shack was making those that looked like an Apple iPod. And after Frank Sumption discovered the scan method of Spurt communication, the first commercial radio to be hacked was this particular type of Radio Shack. So you don't often see a Spurt Box session with these. You know, people have gone on to bigger and better things kind of thing, but I decided to buy one partly because of the history of the thing, you know, and actually, you know, it still works and that, a little bit noisier than some of the other boxes, but not as noisy as I thought. But I'm not 100% sure what package I'm actually picking up. It could be the Coates box. It could be the Porticom Piku from Jeremy Jones. I do not know. Jeremy Jones actually is Paranologies is the name of the company. You would see some of their big Spurt boxes made from 3D printed copper, and a kind of a clock mechanism sort of scanning. The Porticom Piku is a random sweep box. I think it's run by static. I think it's static interference. Static comes near it, it kind of makes it move in certain directions and stuff. So you're not it's not a, you know, start at the beginning and scan the whole way through. It scans randomly, sort of thing. But getting flipping bored, really bored. balcony, and it was like Grand Theft Auto. There was loads of police cars flying all over the place. I don't know what that was about. There's 3 or 4 of them going in the one direction. I don't know what happened there. And then another car. There was cars blocking the road temporarily. Police cars blocking the road and stuff. I don't know what was going on last night. But yes, we're heading towards a sort of some sort of easing of restrictions. Here in Northern Ireland, we're not there yet. But we've waited this long. We might, you know, we'll get there. You know, we will get there. There's no point in being impatient about it because we've waited this long, you know. Still pretty quiet here on the streets.
The false
don't know what the spurt box is spouting out right now. I like listening back to these, and sometimes when I pick something, I don't necessarily make a song and dance about it. I do the spurt boxes for myself, sort of like. But you know, it's a kind of I've done a lot of these little vlogs where I stuck the camera in the car and show you where I'm going and stuff, because people are stuck in, they can't see and very much, and it's like being in the car with me and going for a little spin and stuff, and I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, because I'm isolated with just a dog. The only way I can communicate with people most of the time is through the intervals, which, you know, it's good, but you know, this is in some way some of my communication, but hopefully we can get out and do the things that we want to do.
the operation.
Now we're heading for Operation Find a Parking Spot. The flipping post office is flipping closed. The parcel office is flipping closed. Oh. I have no idea what the story is.
Idea.
The bank is open. Chemist, there's a parcel office is normally open on flipping Tuesdays. So I'm a bit confused. Some of the artwork on the gables of the houses here. This is known as the Bogside. If you Google the Bogside, you'll get an idea of some of the history around this area. I'm going to show you town. I'm going to bring you into the top part of the town. Which I don't normally walk on because the terrain is too steep. Here we have the wall, the Derry wall. It's you know, this is a walled city in that. And we go in and out to these little arches here. That building on front of you is actually abandoned right now. There used to be a shop on the bottom of it. One place that I would love to investigate. When I go into town, sometimes I'll look up and see the nice mouldings around the tops of buildings and stuff, and very often people don't see all that stuff. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna go. There is an abandoned shop which I done a video on ages ago, where vandals came in while I was doing a video. I've done another video right up here where a bomb exploded outside the courthouse here. There was a car explosion. You can see the chip on the side of the footpath there where it's blowing up, and the road is still black. If you go back, you'll see a lump taken out of the footpath. That's how strong it was. These arches, right? These arches are a mini version of the Arc de Triomphe, or whatever you call it, in France. The same designer actually made those arches. It was like a mini project. And that tower there is actually a museum, which I've done a video on. I don't know what that says. Something to do with dead, but I wouldn't pass too much remarks on that. Right, where am I going? Where do we go now? I haven't a clue what I'm doing. Here's another street which I don't know what it's called. All these buildings here, these used to be floating factories a long time ago, and some of them would have paranormal activity still sort of in them. I'm after like on the right way, right. Some of those buildings would have a lot of energy in them. There's a lot of history. It's a really old town. It's a really old town. town, a really old industrial town, because the river here used to be the form of transport. You know, raw materials used to come in barges and boats. But it's turned from industry into tourism. There is the old cinema, folks. That is one place that I want to investigate, and I don't know how to get I'm going to go straight on and show you. It used to be an old cinema, and I actually worked in here for a week. And it was the one place that used to give me the heebie-jeebies. Do you know, you would be sitting at a table, and next thing it would like something just went straight through you. Something freezing cold would go straight through you, and would go straight through everybody that was sitting around the table and that. Apparently when the cinema closed down, the activity started. And that actual building is not being used by anybody. What else have I got? No entry. Right. Here's another one of these arches, and that is along the side of the wall. The wall is actually about 20 feet thick or whatever. You can walk on it. Oh, here we go. Another haunted spot here. To your right is a, what do you call it? It is a building that is known for having a haunted nun. A nun haunting the street. London Street, it's got its stories. Can I go that way? No, I can't. 1891. It's like a film set. Sorry, I can't go that way. I have to go right back down to the bottom now. On the left there is another factory. Well, it's converted into something else now, but it's been known, town has been known for linen and clothing. Back through the wee bridge again. Oh, I can go down this way. Foyleside shopping centre, which is closed obviously. There is a picture of the Derry Girls, which is a TV series here in Derry. Absolutely class painting, taking up the whole side of that pub. And there is the cinema again. This building is not being used at the moment, and I would love to get an opportunity to do that, to go into that building again, because why I was there was I was doing a course and I had to spend a week doing recycled art with an arts company here, and their centre, which is the place that I mentioned about the haunted nun, their place was under renovations at the time, and they were temporarily in the basement of that cinema. And so there was a number of people there. Some people just did not feel comfortable in that building. But it is known for its paranormal activity. But there was never an investigation known publicly done on it. If I was quick enough now, I could have went up left, but that's basically it. That's as much as I got. I haven't been around most of the town in a long, long time. You can see there another painting on the gable there. We're back down in the bauxite. I haven't been to that part of the city since before the lockdown and that. It's kind of strange not being in certain places for a long, long time. Like, I miss going across the border to do my paranormal investigations, but that's where I do most of them, is in the Republic of Ireland. See, the thing about these places that I've just shown you, investigating them is very, very difficult, because if you're a paranormal investigator doing these private houses or these buildings and stuff, very often you won't get permission to do paranormal investigating if you haven't got public liability insurance. For us, we go to abandoned places, we go to, let me say, abandoned cemeteries and stuff, and places that we go with other teams to other places and stuff like that. But to get doing paranormal investigating to some of those type of investigations, you need your insurance. That's the problem. You need to get insurance to a group and stuff like that if you want to press forward to those more sort of public buildings and stuff. Along the left-hand side here is the wall of the cemetery. Not far from here, actually, way back in the early 1900s, I think it was, a supporting wall for a cemetery fell out on the street, and what it done was it took the graves with them. I've actually seen photographs of it, and actually some of the remains ended up on the road down below because of the collapsed wall, which was horrific. I seen the photograph that I seen was actually kids gathering around looking, But folks, I'm going to leave it for now, and I will see you in another video.